Hey, boo boo, let us begin. Wait for this to go out. I didn't put my updates in my shares net, did I? No, I did not. All right. Well, that's all right. That's all right. I'll put the description and everything in the after we get started. Don't switch, man. Don't switch. Give me a second. I'm getting set up, y'all. Need channel. Cash lane. Crew. Cash lane crew. Let's edit this. Do. All right, give me 1 second, y'all, while I get things set up. I jumped the gun. Jumped the gun, man. I jumped the gun without having all my ish ready. Let me see. There we go. Let me copy all this. Let's put this in here like so. All right. Show checkboxes again, and I just need the link for the YouTube channel while I put this in the Discord, man. While I put it in the Discord, man. And then I'm gonna make sure we're gonna have the automation going for Twitter. We gotta get Twitter rolling. Let me just post this, y'all, and we're gonna get started, man. We're gonna get started. For real, for real. For real, for real, for real, for real. Copy link. Hey, hey. There we go. And gotta fix this one right here. Get all that out of here. All right. Well, all right, all right, all right. And that's posted. Let's get the Discord over here. I've given everybody some time to get up in this place. Hey. All right. I have given everyone some time to get in here. I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right. What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is well. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey. This is Toxic Hustle, Toxic Thoughts, where I dump my brain on the internet, letting you see how we're handling business, what we see in the world, how we're dealing with micro and macroeconomics, even if we're dealing with like crypto when we're not in a damn crypto winter, which we'll talk about. The business pivots we're making, what we're seeing clients make. There's a lot we're going to go over today. Unfortunately, I did not put it inside the video for the YouTube that went out, but that will have to be all right. We're automating all this. So I hope everyone is well. I want to thank you for taking the time to even listen to anything I have to say. These conversations used to be private. So when I would call business partners that I work with or friends, we would sit down on the phone and we'll just chop it up, have a conversation. And then, of course, I would let them know what I'm doing and kind of try to give them insights to my thoughts. So what you're seeing with Toxic Thoughts is what friends and I would sit down and have a conversation. And I even linked them in the Discord, Ty and Johnny Streams, right? So we would sit on the phone for hours. And we have these types of conversations where they could ask me questions, or I could tell them what I see or what's going on, or I'd ask them questions about what they see. And this is kind of the web form of that right now. And it's gonna change in the future, but not too much. As far as Toxic Thoughts, not too much. But there's other things coming. But I want people to understand what we're dealing with when we talk about media. And when I say that I'm in the media business, I tell people all the time, like, my girl has to try to explain it. Like, what is it that you do? And I tell clients, I tell my girl to tell her friends, I tell my family when they ask, like, what is it you do, Tommy? You know, from Martin, I'm a developer, but as a developer, I've learned that regardless of what title you are, at some point in time, that job function is going to get deteriorated by automation. I'm also an automation engineer. I've been doing automation since it was called macros, back when we were all on like Windows 98 machines. So as an automation engineer, which is now called process automation or workflow automation or business automation, that's the automation that is the scariest to what's happening in the business world. Because while all of y'all are, and everyone in the world, like I say all of y'all, because I've been watching this thing since 1999. I've known where we're heading for years. And now I'm just leaving my shots, no different than Jordan taking threes, right? I'm leaving my shots like, here, prove me wrong. But the system is going down a certain path that is inevitably going to happen, because that's what technology does. It really doesn't care how we feel about it. And what I do and what I've done for my clients is kind of warn them. And it doesn't matter what industry they're in. And I've had a client dead fast tell me my ideas were stupid, dead up. And I looked at him, I was like, okay, because I'm cocky. Like the thing that people see, they see this little brown boy and they think, okay, well, what does this little brown boy who's never gone to college, what does this little brown boy, this little copper colored Negro know? Well, what I know is I built my first computer back in the early 90s. I built it because it was cheaper for me to build a computer, because it's like Lego, you piece the pieces together, it all fits. And you just have an order of things, and then you have to install an operating system. And once you did that, you had a business grade computer in your house. And I did that to put a studio in. And then I figured if I could play games on it, the better that I made it as a gaming machine, I realized I could turn it into an audio machine. It was just as good with audio. In fact, every game machine I made became my studio box. And I was able to take clients. So I could take clients to record in my house, and then I could make money that way, and that paid for my next machine. So in like every 2 years, I was buying a new machine or building a new machine, making it. My friends would be like, how are you doing that? And I'm just like, well, I'm getting paid. Like, my clients are paying me. Like, people don't take the fact that when you're dealing with clients, you don't need to be a major corporation to have one. You need one person to give you money. The weed man has clients. So what are we talking about? Why are we making this difficult? Why do we think business is difficult? It's not. Business is really what you have to make it. But the difficult part is, how is your business fitting in the landscape you're currently living in? See, that's the game. And that's the one that we're kind of like, we're messed up with. And this is why, like, with my business partner, and I respect, like, shout out to Ty Durden, this movie that you see on the screen is Fight Club. And the crew, our crew, has something we call Fight Club theory, which is, there's many levels to our Fight Club theory. But this scene in this movie is such a strong one for what it is how we feel. The movie is an overall arching essence of energy of how we feel about the system. But at the same time, this what we're building, what we're rolling out as a business is an ideal that's thinking about, wait, you have to shock and awe the system to get your way. Everything is systemic. Like the manager in this room is basically getting ready to chastise him like he's a child, and this man punches himself in the face, throws himself into a coffee table, throws himself into those shelves behind him, starts beating his face in. Hold on, where's my screen for this? Hold on. Right here. This is the picture I grabbed for this, for that shot. Just that's what it started. That's how it started, with him punching himself in the face, bow, falling through some glass. And then that by the shelves, throwing himself into those shelves, and then just beating himself in the face. Fight Club, where you're not supposed to talk about it. You're supposed to keep it secret. But you have to understand that no one person is above the other. You are nothing more than the primordial sludge. And it's ill how that whole metaphor for how this movie and just our place in society is, and how we're made to feel lesser than anything, is permeating into not just our hierarchies of capitalization, you know, how much money you make over how much money I make, and that class system that we have there. But then we have the systems of not just money, but prominence, what you have access to, luxuries, vacations, you know, things of this world. But underlying everything, this whole system is fragmented. And what's this Ponzi scheme is, don't have no more levels to the game. Like, it's already broken, y'all. It's called Social Security. The whole Ponzi is supposed to be, me, as a young person, gets a job. And I've got to give money to the system so that somebody older than me can get money, because they may not have made enough money in their life to beat the inflation that's going on in the world. Now, while all of this is going on, the next generation has to get a job, but now they have extra debt. You know, they've got the college debt because, you know, college kept going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher as far as costs is concerned. And none of that crap is changing anything that's happening with us. We can't change anything in our lifestyle unless we make pivots, unless we make changes. And that led me to start thinking about some things today, because my uncle had sent me a picture of my pops playing the steel drums back when he was a kid, a younger man. And it got me thinking about my grandmother and how she was a hustler selling, you know, like Fanta, the soda. So every time I look at Fanta, I think of my grandmother, because she had those little hard glass bottles, little Coca-Cola type bottles. She had Fanta bottles, and she would be selling that, and then she would recycle the bottles, and then the Coca-Cola man or whomever would come over and bring her more soda, and she'd sell that out the back door. She was taking money to flip money, to take money to flip money. People give her quarters and dollars. Like, that all became cash flow in the house. She'd make sure to be able to re-up. So, like, again, business it's no different than, like, my mom was like my grandma was almost like the neighborhood weed man, but for soda, another drug, right? Sugar. My grandma was like a sugar pimp. And of course, she'd sell food and everything else. But I mean, that's what I saw. Then my father, you know, I was thinking about him and thinking about the fact that his music was taken, and the fact that how it affected him, it was in the negative because something was stolen from him, his music. He felt like he'd never create that again. That magic would never happen again. His music would never play anywhere else because he was at that age where everything, like, you have your dreams when you're young, but by the time you're like in your 40s or 50s, some people, those dreams are dead in them. It's as if it just dropped off, like that little kid's like, okay, well, I'm never going to have it. How big was that damn dream? My dream was to be able to make music. When I was a kid, I was like, I just want to be able to make records. Well, I get to do that. But of course, it's a music business. And what I learned from my father is it's a music business. There's business in this. Now, music is a loss leader, y'all. Sad-ish to say, but it's the truth. Music is a loss leader. It's not making no real cash flow. Like my music streams, we're talking about pennies on the dollar. Fractions of pennies on the dollar at this point. That's against the US dollar, and that's also dealing with inflation. I've got to work numbers now. It's not about one person giving me $1 or $15. My music business has to be in micro cents. That's no different than dealing with crypto, y'all. The US dollar has become crypto for me. It just happens to be my royalties to do it. I'll show you in a bit. And of course, this is April. Oh, well, as far as what I was talking about music, I was dealing with my dad. My dad did not do his business properly. He didn't set up his business properly. And he didn't set up his legacy for me, his child. And that led me, of course, to my child, April, which, because it's April, I always, like the month of it, I kind of I'm in my mourning zone because I miss my daughter. I miss the promise of what could have been. And that's hard. And then with my own father, it makes, like, my mom, when I sent the picture to my girl, she was like, "Oh my God, you look just like your father." And I said, I used to, like, if I needed to see my father, because he was in the Navy and I never saw him, and my mom and dad divorced, and they were in different states. So if I needed to see him, all I had to do was stand on my tippy toes and look in the mirror in our small little apartment in the bathroom and step on my tippy toes so I could see inside the mirror and just do it till my nose and up. I just have to look up from my nose to my, like, my eyebrows, my eyelashes and all that, and my hair. Just look up and I could see my dad. Anything below, so from my lip down, I didn't have a mustache. I was a little kid. I saw little him. I was just a little version of him. And even my stepmother and mother used to say, you're just like your pop. But the legacy of his life for me, the lesson I learned from him was that I cannot take this life for granted, and to do something more for yourself. Because if you're just worrying about what you didn't get or what you didn't get to contribute or what the world didn't give you, it's going to eat you alive. If you worry about what you don't get from your father while you give up being a good father to your child because you're so lost in your own shit, that's what, when you look at scripture, when it says the sins of the father fall onto the son, onto the generations of those that by the fourth generation hate me. Like that's how our father feels about us. And look what we do as children. Like, my father was so bruised and hurt for what his father did that he couldn't be a father to his child. Not in the conventional sense, not into the I don't need to drink sense. I don't need to be self-destructive sense. I don't need to be self-destructive to myself and my family sense because I'm still brooding as a child. And that's all we are. Seemingly, right? We're just big kids. So being that I don't have my daughter, being that I have to, like, the promise of what I wanted to be for her, I then had to change how I needed to be for my businesses, especially since because I still want to have a family, but I want to have a family, but then I got to look at how do we navigate this crap, right? So I have to go and look at some of the people, like we're dealing with tech, we're dealing with, I'm on a PC, you're on either a PC, a phone, or whatever. We're dealing with computers. We're dealing with Bill Gates. We're dealing with Steve Jobs. We're dealing with the Zuckerbergs. We're dealing with these entities with these egos that control industry. And now we're all using and utilizing these tools, but we're not utilizing them for business. Like Bill Gates was an a-hole. If you watch old videos of Bill Gates was a straight up dick. He would tell you your IDs are stupid. He'd say you're dumb, you're stupid. That would never work. Steve Jobs would demean you. Like, these are not good people that everybody wants to quote unquote revere, not just because they throw some money around just to be able to get their ways and their agendas. And their agendas are old agendas, old type beats, old family type beats. Remember, all the presidents are all related. A little girl figured that out. We have to look and understand that industry has changed. All industry has changed. It's changed so fast. One of the proteges of Bill Gates is a little guy named Mark Zuckerberg. Right around the time that MySpace was killing themselves, just self-destructing. They got bought out, and then all of a sudden, because they're now this major company, and hey, wait a minute, we've got all these privacy conditions. You know what? Yank out that zip code. Well, the thing that made MySpace a place and a platform that could have been a broadcast network was because I was able to target an area with my music, and I could build a following. I could have built a business on MySpace, but you know what they did? They self-destructed. And then when I saw Facebook, I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those, because I already saw who he was hanging out with. He was hanging out with Bill Gates. And I was like, oh, I know how this goes. And then there was things that were leaking out, like emails that were leaking out about Zuckerberg. Where he's like, look at these idiots giving me all their personal data. He had just peeked into everybody's head. And this is the a-hole we allow to have all our privacy. But, nobody really saw him as a media problem. Nobody saw what Facebook was about to become. Nobody saw what the hell MySpace was. I saw what the hell MySpace was. That's why I jumped all over that with a robot, Friend Blaster. I was like, oh, I got this. No. You mean I can get into a zip code? Any zip code on the planet? Wait, there's this little place called weather.com. What if I take weather.com data? This is an idea that me and my business partner had. I was telling him years ago. I was like, you know what I would love to do? I want to have a website where I could gather like weather data for people that are like having a rainy day. Not like I'm worried about your house blowing out, you ain't gonna have no electricity type beats, but just enough of a rainstorm that you're inside. Let's go across the entire United States, grab all the zip codes that are in a rainy day. That means they're indoors and they might be listening to music or watching social media, and let's get out there on that day and let's find a way to automate that. Guess what I can do now? See, the ideas I had in the past, WordPress wasn't going to do it. There was no physical way. That's 4 or 3 or WordPress wasn't going to do it. Just wasn't going to do it. It's a MySQL database that wasn't going to fly. But then all of a sudden, I saw something happen. I saw a little artist at the time on this platform that I'm like, oh, this thing's gonna be a media disaster. This is a shite. Before they got bought out, Soldier Boy up in it. Oh, watch me, no, watch me. Oh, watch me in the Super Bowl, the Superman. Oh, now watch me. Boom, what that? Now watch me. What that? Now watch me. Boom, I mean, no. Nig. When that came out, everybody lost their effing mind. I was just watching it like, yo, are you serious? Now, I wasn't going to disrespect young homie because I was like, do your thing. I had what? Pumps in the bump, pump to the bump. We let the girls with the pumps in the bump. Like, are you serious? What up, RTP? You know, are you? I was like, nah. Like, yo, we had a rump shaker. All I want to do is zoom. No. Let's go even further back when I was a little Nick, right? When, hip hop back to the hip, the hop, the hippie to hippie hip hop. You don't stop. You rock to the bang, bang boogie. Say up, Chuck, the boogie, to the rhythm of the boogie DB. Say what? Exactly. So don't give me that hip hop was like some real deep metaphorical shh. No. Shiggity shazbach. I picked it in the hyper and I'm the shiggity piggity Brooklyn boy, the boogaloo split. I get to oopsie daisy, and I got you crazy. Oops, googly goops, oopsie doops. Where's the gravy? So 1, 2, buckle my shoe yabba do hibbity. Are you serious? No. Do not tell me hip hop made sense. It never made sense. There were some people that made some sense, and there's people that just spit. It was cool. They had great cadence. That's all music. Some music has depth, some music doesn't. We have a side and a season. But the thing is, we ain't had those tides and seasons no more. We've been frozen in an ice age of carbon copy clone demonic shit. Like, geez, can we get something different? For real. But when MySpace was popping, Soulja Boy was up in that. And I was watching all these little MySpace groups and acts start popping. And then Ice-T opened his mouth and said something about him. And I was like, this ain't going to end well for you, big homie. I was like, he don't get it. And then you're going to say something like talking about sucking his what? Pause. Damn. No. Yo, it got so bad for him online. They made a Boondocks episode. It was crazy. And he got clowned, man. He got clowned. So, and I watched the business of now. I was like, yo, but look at this is media. It just happens to be social now. Like now we're having a conversation and we happen to make media. So now you have media people who are having conversations. They're just on their social profile talking, right? Social media, but you're still a media person. And a shift happened. Nobody really noticed the shit. I noticed the shit. Like, think about that. You have an audience. What does that do? Like, think about that. Your audience. There's a few of you right here, right? Shout out. I know it's a busy day. It's a freaking weekday. I thank you for spending time with me. I thank you that you're here. But the technology makes it so easy. I can now sound like I'm on a freaking radio. And I'm chilling. Working. Because this is all work. This is not me just trying to do some entertainment-ish to entertain you. Yes, there's some infotainment to this. But I'm still working the same way I was when I was in June and everything else. And you heard me talking about crypto. Why am I going to talk about crypto in crypto winter? Media shifted. What a company needs to be shifted. What MySpace was, what Facebook became. I chose Twitter because Twitter had robots. And I was going to go anywhere where robots was. I couldn't use robots on Facebook. Facebook was blocking you quick, fast, in a hurry, and you could barely get on it because you needed an email address. So I went with Twitter because Twitter had robots and MySpace had robots, and I needed robots. I needed to be able to at least get in front of people. I didn't want to spam them with bull-ish. I didn't, hey, buy my music, listen to my music. Listen. No. Because I wasn't making money with that. I couldn't sell nobody on giving me $1 for an MP3. Not when they could put $1 on the, like people were putting trying to get basically a quarter on a Lucy. Lucy was like getting, when they sell you cigarettes in a pack, but loose, because you couldn't afford a whole damn pack of cigarette. Or you just like, here, I'm gonna put $1 on a nickel bag, and everybody's smoking on it. Not these days. It's a whole new world. You ain't smoking on my blunt. Back when I was doing that, I don't do that no more. Now we just CBD it, because we're eloquent with our shit. But really, y'all, all businesses have transitioned and changed, and everybody takes it for granted when we're talking about data is the new oil, and nobody wants to freaking believe that crap. But I'm like, y'all don't even y'all have heard of Google, right? You know, there's a thing called Google. Do you know how Google was created? It was made by 2 kids at college that decided they were going to scrape the web like pirates. They figured out, hey, what if we start with some educational resources and find out who links to them? Let's write an algorithm that spiders the net and scrapes it. Like, that's hacker shit. Smash the like button if you understand that we're pirating out here. That the entire world's nothing but more than pirates. Good artists borrow, great artists steal. Isn't that what one of those weirdos we're talking about that cut off their ear or did something with their cousin or something? This game it just changes what's being monetized, and we don't even look at it. Like, let's get Sephardic with this again, y'all. I'm not gonna do a Sabbath talk today, but I am gonna do one this weekend on pride and your kingship as kings, fathers. We got to start checking ourselves, getting ready for Mother's Day. But we got to start checking ourselves as fathers because we ain't been men. And make sure you share this information because this one's going to be big, because at the end of this conversation today, y'all are going to be enterprise level, because I'm getting ready to go back to enterprise level type things. I'm trying to get our catalogs out and utilitized, and I'm going to show you how to do it on your own, so you ain't got to wait on me. You can go do out this. I already put it in the cash lane room. Hold on. No. I actually put the entire thing. Hold on. Because I'm a true nil. I'm a true nil. If you go into the Musical Geniuses and you go inside the Coder Gang, the entire blueprint's right here. This is my new technology stack. WordPress was a technology stack for me. What a technology stack is, y'all, is when you have whatever you're going to do as a business, all the technology that makes up that business. So when you see the websites online, that's a technology stack. It's usually your Apache, it's usually a server or machine. So you have to have a machine. On that machine, you're going to have servers. So like Apache is a server software. On that, you're going to need a database. So that'll be MySQL. You're going to need to have some type of web server so people can interact with their IPs of their machines and be able to have that going back and forth, right? That's still Apache and all that. Then you're going to need a PHP to be an engine to be able to do your pages and HTML and all that stuff. So now you have all your engine. And then I stick WordPress on that, and that'd be my content management system so that I can put content, be a blog or whatever, and put that out. Now, up to a point, that's great for business. A lot of people need just that. A lot of my companies, a lot of businesses need just that. So there's your money right there. There's shmoney right there. In that right there, you're looking at maybe $250 to $500 per client type beats. Still today, you can get that. Go find yourself a pizza shop somewhere that needs a website. You don't think that you can get $500 for a website if you show them some dope ass layouts? And they can be all WordPress templates, y'all. I already showed you that hustle. I did that. I could still do that. I just want to be better with my time, and I want to get to the music game, and I want to be able to do what's necessary for utility, for the music assets, automation. So here's your business stack. So that's a technology stack. Now you have your website, right? So here's my new technology stack that I'm working out right now. N8N.io is my automation. There's Xano, Notion, Bubble.io equals low code enterprise level automation web system. That's a long ass word, but I want to break it down. Low code is not a lot of coding that's going on behind this. It's not going to be you getting into C#, C++, none of that technology shit of writing on those low ass, like not low, writing and rewriting functions like copy or update, delete, and all that, rewriting the same functions to write in and out of a system is stupid at this point. We're all rewriting the same codes to talk to databases and all this other ish. That whole game is over with. We're going into the data age. We're out of the communication age. We've done it. We've communicated. Yay, we can do it at light speed. Woohoo! Now we can work from home remotely. We just did that. Do you know what comes next, y'all? We now automate all of these all these buildings are worthless now. They're going to need to turn to farms. They're going to have to turn to something else. They're not going to be able to stay what they are anymore. These malls are a wrap. They're going to become churches. They're going to become maybe pods for landing strips or maybe energy stations at your charging stations, and you go buy something. Maybe they do something new. I don't know. But a lot of the corporate buildings are going to empty out. How do I know this? I work in the field where we were dealing with corporate entities. One of our corporate clients was Amazon. And it's changing. How much space a lot of these places need is changing. Strip clubs. What up, Immersive? What up, Shogun? I didn't even look at the chat. What's going on, y'all? So this technology stack right now, is everything that I'm looking at to be able to have a practical business. Recreational, shipping, transport, everything that I'm doing right now, every business right now does not have a enterprise level system to maintain themselves. I'm gonna show you a use case that it's easy. This is easy math, right? I'm working with a chef right now. Happens to be my future wife, but I treat her like a client, right? We fight. We go through fights like I fight with my clients, no different. Where I'm just like, no, we got to do da, and they don't want it, and I have to pull them kicking and screaming into certain technology stacks. So when I started working on my business, and then I started treating her business, and then through her business, now there's another client that we're both working together with, me on the technology side, her on this food, from basically from kitchen to table. So consumer, direct to consumer now, menu items where she makes these meals, and then those meals in biodegradable containers go direct to the people's homes. Like you're bypassing entire, the whole business of the chefery, right? The whole culinary field's changing. Like that whole direct to home marketing. Like, are you serious? And that company's getting ready to blow up. Like maybe 2 more states as well, as far as in Georgia and a few other places. So as we're building out this thing, I'm now having to look at her business and try to organize, how do I get staff and staffing? So she doesn't need a bunch of marketing right now because she's doing well, not even needing marketing. She already has a system to get hundreds of meals out the door every week. Easy money. So basically she's I thought she's like Amazon of food. She just needs to manufacture stuff and it goes right to their home. So this whole business that we're doing now, she's doing this with limited staffing. Because of course you're gonna have to raise your costs. So guess what? You don't think she's not thinking about robots? Automation? Not with me around. Yes, she is. But what does that mean? That's data too. That's also business data. So, like I said, Google's proven that there's monetization in data because look at what business they did. They scraped the web and now they commercialize it by charging you to be able to get onto their visible video media portal, YouTube. I now can pay for commercials, no different than any place in the world. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you something right now. YouTube is Netflix. I'm going to say this again. I need you to understand me. YouTube is Netflix. Get it in your head now. Get it rolling. What I mean by that is Netflix pays what? If I am a creator of content, every time I get a view, I make shmoney. Y'all, did I not show you my royalties? Hold on. Where's my royalty screen? Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. I think it's on this one. Hold on. Nope. This one. Nope. Hey, where did you go? I hate it when my screens move on me, yo. Think this is it. I believe it is not. Where is my damn shiny? Oh, here it is. I think I found. Nope. There it goes. I found it now. Boom. There it is. Really, mother sucker? Dick nuts. Hold on. I gotta do all this stupid crap. Had it logged in, and of course it wants to log me out because, you know, it wants to do what the fudge it wants to do these days. And then, of course, I have to go to my damn page all over damn again. Gotta love it. Boom. Data. Let me go back to my screens since I had to switch up. There we go. And where is my... There we go. Chat. There we are. So, if data is capital, what are you doing with your music data? Data is capital. When you're on social media, when I say YouTube is Netflix, I am no different than any other channel. I can either just have my music play and just get paid for my plays, or I could begin to think about media in a way that expands the utility of my asset class. We've talked about this. What I'm trying to do now is get all of y'all prepared. The reason why I'm on this site is because unlike, and I'm going to keep rubbing their damn face in it, unlike DistroKid, which charges you for your YouTube. So all you can eat don't mean dick. That's not a business. Free will and data. Damn, immersive. That's a hot ass t-shirt, fam. We got to build that, y'all. We got to build that. And again, this is and immersive, man. This is exactly what I mean. Like, think, y'all, everything is API driven. I'm going to show you this. Everything is API driven. Even something like an idea of shirts and manufacturing of shirts and the printing of shirts is 3D. Not 3D, but automatically printed. I can send an API call to the printer manufacturer like Printify, and Printify can print a shirt for me with the address of the individual, whatever, and get it shipped out. And it goes to their house. So basically, you can not white label, but you can drop ship. Right? I'm thinking even how do I drop ship straight to Amazon? Yeah, that's gonna be the next level ish. Right? So this data here that you see, I'm going to show you what I'm about to do. I'm going to show you why all those things that I showed in the Discord, how I'm going to weave every single one of those things into a brand new business model. I'll be able to take on clients, but now I'm not taking on clients to do a $500 website. Now I'm taking on social media clients who need to have an entire broadcast automation suite. Remember, I used to work for Morrison, right? And I was the automation guy that was able to take all of his videos and move it from one platform to another that would have taken them weeks upon weeks to do. They were going to do it themselves. They saw how long it was going to take. I built a robot to do that in a day, and I transferred all of that within 48 hours. But did he or anybody that was around understand who I was No. Did they care about what my resume said? No. No. Did they care how much money I generated for a business? No. Did they listen to me? No. So I stepped. I understand data's the new oil. I ain't got time to play for everybody that wants to still think this physical thing matters. I don't give a damn who you are. This physical thing don't matter no more. Like, analog is dead. Digital's the only thing here, and we've already figured out the universe is digital. It's not analog. Analog is actually a myth. How can synthetic beings that are on a digital scale hear anything analog? Aren't you a vibration? Isn't that digitization? Okay, then how are you analog? Even your wires are digital if they're made of digital stuff, right? They're ones and zeros. Stop playing. You're all digital. Bobby Digital, right? So what is a media business in a media sense? Okay, it's a collection of data. So even if you're not in music, it'd be the collection of your social media data. So even if you were just a social media person, it'd be what is the worth of your visibility? You could either trust your visibility to one platform, or you would need a platform to broadcast to multiples. Sound familiar? Okay. So I take my data, I go in here, and I get my lifetime sales report. Where's my mouse, right? And I download it. What I then do with it is I go to this thing called Notion, and I can build a database right in here. This system, as I'm beginning to learn it, is a database of databases. See, I was having a conversation with my boy Ty Durden. What up, Ty? Again, we were having a call yesterday, and I was trying to explain this concept to him of what was coming. We got interrupted, right? Life got in the way, as all things get in the way. But time does not wait for this information to come out and for people to take action on what's happening. It doesn't matter how we feel about it. The analog is going to go bye-bye within 5 to 10 years. There will be no analog. Not to the, like, you're basically grunting it, but the fields are already ripe with robots. And they're going to accelerate this process because it costs less than worrying about a coyote trying to ship somebody from Mexico. We're gonna be done with this indentured servitude type ish. Because the public record, the visibility is too bad for their industries now. It only takes a camera, and everybody has a camera. So now they're gonna clean up the whole industry by taking everybody with a camera out of it, putting the cameras back up, but all the robots treat everybody humanely. Treats all the animals humanely. The animals basically just take care of themselves and are lightly corralled, right? Everybody's happy. Hippies get to hug trees. Yay, progress. Meanwhile, y'all are out of work. They take my job, right? South Park. Fight Club theory, you determine your level of involvement, period. That was the one thing we used to talk about. Data, this right here, is everything that we were talking about with MySQL, all of these other like websites. This thing, people are building, like, you can build your entire investment portfolio in here, which Toxic Hustle will be doing. I could build a platform that I'm going to build a, not a user management, but a person management system in here. What am I doing with y'all as far as, no weirdo-ish, but like what projects are we working on? Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. Dogs lose their mind. But this, right? What Bill Gates what he did that nobody saw, and what I didn't see why, my staff sergeant told me buy Microsoft. He just liked Microsoft, and he said, buy it because we're using it. The military was using Excel. He was off of Excel and Microsoft Word, a way to type in documentation, to make documents, and a way to do spreadsheets and to take inventory, because I was a supply admin in the military. So that's what I got to see. I was like, oh, I didn't get it. Everybody who put a computer in their home now had access to the software, which meant every single home could be a business. When I figured out you could write off a room as taxes in your, measure out the square feet of your house or apartment, right? Take your computer, put it in a room. I typically take the largest one, so like the living room, put it in there and work in there, right? Then measure out the entire room's area, measure out your whole roomage area, right? For all the rooms in there, and then write off that piece. Just use a tax software like TurboTax, and they'll pretty much ask you all that crap. And once you have it set it and forget it. You just do your taxes every year. Use something like FreshBooks to take in your invoices, and to be able to give W-9s and to do your W-9s or 1099, right? So if you can now do those functional things, I just gave you functional, how you can now invoice, pay your taxes to keep, Caesar off your ass. There's your Rome 2.0 type beats, right? And it won't matter, like crypto and all this, all that shit is just, again, another fiat, or not fiat, another digit. Right now we're dealing with fiat, y'all. They print money, they print loans. The money that we see, the fake money that's flowing around, it's all debt. It's credit. It's fake. It's not based on any labor right now. Who worked? The last 2 years, who worked, really? Everybody got checks, right? Nobody was in the warehouse when those checks were, nobody was in the office when half the offices ain't even full no more. We're not even dealing with the people that have lost their jobs. We're not dealing with the fact that those jobs ain't coming back. Data is business. You make data. Data's capital. It's money. It's shmoney. How many times did my music play? How many projects have I done this month, this quarter? You can use this software, Notion, to build anything you want to build your dashboards. If I make media and I catalog my media in something like this, because, oh, by the way, let me show you something. Why are you using Notion, Trash? I'm going to show you right now while we're using it. Ba-bong-bong. One of the things I've been trying to keep reminding y'all is we're in an automation world, right? I keep telling y'all over and over about this software, N8N. You can put this on an Amazon Web Services server. This goes right on a server. With that, you got all these integrations. You don't think you can manage somebody's media life like this? See, when I saw MySpace, I had read an article about a girl that was managing somebody's social media profile and making about $100 a month when she first started. She, at the time that MySpace was at the time when we were dealing with Soulja Boy up in this, her father or mother, somebody had to quit her job or their job. I think it was her father had to quit his job because he needed to take over managing, being the accountant of her business, because she was making millions of dollars managing MySpace layout, MySpace profiles, y'all. Using the software to manage profiles. She used Friend Blaster to manage software, to manage their profiles. And she did it in such a way where her clients were happy. She had clients that were in the music industry, lots of them. That's why I said she was making millions. She scaled up her business, and she could hire a few people to just manage adding the data that needed to go in. I've been waiting for this, y'all. When data can be utilized by an automation system to talk to anything. One of those things just so happens to be oh, where are you? Oh, that's up here. Boom, here it is. I was looking for the logo, wasn't reading. Notion. What can you control with Notion? You can control blocks. You can control databases. You can control database pages. Create, update, delete, get pages, right? And if I have users in the system, be able to get them, see what they, get what blocks they're on, get their personal info and other stuff. If I have users, right? So why I'm showing you this is that this system is this system. In other words, if it's telling you it can control a database and a database page, it controls this big white block that can have task lists like this. This could easily be something like right? So I could have a recording pipeline and then just have what projects are in there, what's going on with those projects. All of this could now be automated. You don't think I could run a business with my data being in project management systems that a robot controls all in one location? If I want to have a list of posts that have actually gone out to social media, couldn't I not just do it in here? If I wanted to control where all of my media went, couldn't I not put it in here? If I wanted to scrape, remember I just told you last week that the government just passed a law that said scraping's not illegal, right? Because it can't be. Google scrapes. It's called spiders. So scraping can't be illegal because Google would be illegal. And of course, lobbyists would never let that happen. And plus, Google is on the stock exchange. So you can't mess that up, can you? You can't mess up your own money. Them judges get paid in Google stock too. Stop playing. All of these pension funds are Google, like Google, Apple, all that. No. They ain't gonna mess up their money. Stop playing. Stop playing. Data is capital. So where's your business data? Do you know why MC Hammer got a record deal? Yes, it was the fact that he knew some people, of course. But he was selling out of his trunk and keeping a ledger. This whole crypto thing is dope. I don't really give two damns about it other than the fact that it is a database that can have consensus that nothing's been changed. And whoever's going to win is going to be the one that has an API. You know, the API that can easily be connected to something like this through something like, hold on, let's go back to integrations. All you need to do, this thing right here connects to anything from, where is it? There it is, HTTP request. This is just a basic HTTP request. You can connect to any API damn near on the planet. So even if they don't have the thing here for you, you can just build it yourself. And they're making it better and smarter every week. It gets an update, or every few weeks it gets an update. This is the WordPress of automation for me. I told y'all, I pick technology and I take a year or two to hammer things out and try to figure out where I'm going to go with technology, or who's going to win and who's got the good business model and who's making sense. Right now, it makes sense to not make technology expensive. There's a lot of businesses that still think that if you go to a website and they don't have the pricing on it and they only have an email contact, typically it means it's over $1,000. Off rip. Now, before, that'll be about 5 years ago. If you went to a website and they only had an email, like a contact form, when you contacted, it was typically anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000. That's come down some, but still, weirdos is weirdos. Just give us a price. Even if it's $1,000, just give us the damn price. Even if it's $10,000, just give up the damn price. People ain't got time for that, but you want to try to talk people into spending that money. But your technology can't lie to folks no more. And that's what a lot of companies don't understand. They think that their artificial intelligence and they're super smart, they went to college, algorithms are going to save their ass. No, there isn't. There's a GitHub. I can go get a code for free and throw it through a regression engine and get the things out of the data matrix I needed to get myself. And soon, even machine learning will be low code, no code. Stop playing. It's already coming out now. My clients, all of them, I've been telling them for the last 10 years, you're going to become a media company. And they laughed at me straight in my face. I said, you're going to become a media company. You're going to have no choice but to become a media company. They laughed, right? So about 3 years ago, all of those clients came back to me. Hey, what are you doing now? Well, now I'm a media company. Well, what can you do for us? Absolutely nothing. Why? Because you're not a media company. You believe you're a business. You believe your product actually matters. It doesn't. Community does. I'm going to say that again. You believe your product actually matters. No, it doesn't. Community does. And most of my businesses have no community. Let me show you this again. Could I not build some type of person type system in here that can make me understand my community better that I work with on projects and things that are going on? Could I not build a business inside this tool that is used by enterprise level businesses to sustain their business? Wait, hold on. Let me show you something, because sometimes we're all brand whores, right? It's gonna make me I wanted the home page, but it's not gonna let me get there until I log out. So I'm gonna have to log out and then log back in, which is gonna suck. Hold on. Why won't you just let me stay on the page I won't? You're just not gonna do that. That's some fuck shit. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. I was hoping they would just this not be a thing. I did not realize that this was going to be a thing. So we're going to log out all. There. Shit. I just want to see this page. Oh, I know what I could have done. Damn you. Hold up. I just realized what I could have done, but I didn't do. I could have just opened up a private window. Duh. If y'all haven't learned something, I'm gonna teach y'all something. Give me 1 second. Let me log in. Log in with Google. I believe that's how I did this. And it is. All right. Now right click, open in a new private window. Hold on. Let's put it over here so you can see this. I'm gonna put this up here. Right? What I can do is right click and open in another window. No, that's not going to work. Hold on. In fact, what we're going to do is just open a new private window. Incognito. There we go. And then go so. Notion.so. Shout out. All right. Like I said, we label whores, right? So here we go. Trusted by teams. Here's some of their Mixpanel, Headspace, Curology. There was some other companies that have used this. By teams, Enterprise. Boom, Enterprise. Figma, that's a major software company. They do all the major designers are using the software, Figma. So they're using it. Loom, that's a major recording software right now. This tool connects to Robot. This tool is being used by enterprise clients to be able to maintain their businesses. This is like Monday.com on adrenaline, y'all. And that's why and then the pricing for me is what did it in. So why I chose this. And part of what we're going to talk about later about the ToxicHustle's Studio Pass. Studio Pass, I'm actually going to start purchasing licenses for team members. But the reason why is because all of it's going to be built in here. Everything's going to be built in here. The entire system is going to be built in here. Pages that are going to go out launch to websites are going to be built from here. How is that possible? Again, we're going to use n8n.io. It works with Notion, right? To be able to pull that data in. And then Bubble, as I told you, is the other thing that I'm using. Bubble. Again, you can go in there and create objects right inside Bubble. But of course, Bubble can connect to APIs and pull the data in itself. Like it has its own little thing. But again, if you have Xano, you can build your APIs there and store your data or have it interconnect with your data. Like the entire workflow that I've built out that I showed you in the Discord, all of the things that are built out are ridiculously interconnectable. To build a website that gets data damn near in real time, you can basically do personalization. Click upon a few things over here. If a user clicks this, add this tag to them. If they get this tag on them, then now they can see this type of data, put this in their little bin on the site so they can see this. They'll see these recommendations. So you can now have a recommendation engine based off of visibility. Amazon type beats. That's why I said building media companies is going to be different. Now, what else is here? Not just this. One of the sites we got to build is a Shopify site. Lo and behold, here's Shopify. Where's the icon? There it is. Right? You got Shopify triggers. So if an event happens, right? So if you receive an update on an order, or if something happens in Shopify, you can then create some type of outcome to happen over here. You can grab some. So if something happens here, do this. Send an email to the person and thanking them for their purchase and putting their information in the data and sending them a mail. Sending them a notification via text message to being able to send a Google Calendar setup to be able to do a consultation on a specific day and putting it on your Google Calendar in an automated fashion. Every single one of my clients are now pivoting, realizing they have to talk to people from their social media accounts. They have to be media personalities now. They have no damn choice. And with that, they got to be like me or utilize a company like me. That's what we're doing. We, Toxic Hustle, y'all that decide to kind of do some of the same things that we're doing, we're becoming media companies and marketing companies. So it's really a media marketing firm. But Jay-Z knew that. That's why he went with Rock Nation. He started with ball players. That's what he was. That was the entire thing of getting like a fraction of a percentage or whatever it was of the Brooklyn Nets. He wanted access to players so he could find out their needs, talk to them as just a rapper who happens to own a little portion of a team. And then when he got to be a conflict of interest, he dipped and started getting the players, becoming his own agency. Now, if we look at what we're going to, this new world, do we know where is this world going to be? Where's your assets going to be? Do you think it's going to be in a physical club? Or do you think there's going to be 1,000 digital ones to one physical one going up? Do you think you're going to be dealing with the fire marshal, getting an alcohol license, getting the neighbors to not be pissed off of all the noise, getting things with the city officials to have, police and worrying about your, people getting robbed, blah, blah, blah. All that stupid-ish. Do you think that is going to be over, I can put up a digital environment as a 3D model inside a virtual experience, stream music into it, stream events into it, stream animations into it, and people enjoy their time in a comfortable and a safe, secure way? Do we think we're going to have more gaming music or gaming experiences or more analog physical ones? We all know the answer to that. And if that's the case, there's more digital experiences. Is that not digital data? Is that not going to be needed to collect? Yes. Does that not need a dashboard? Yes. What I'm doing with CD Baby and why I harp all the time with CD Baby, I know it's a freaking annoyance how much I talk about it. Yo, these people are annoying with this crap. For real, for real. Why ask me to stay logged in to not keep me logged in? Like, you're a dick, CD Baby. I respect you. You're my business, but you're a dick. All right. So again, like I was telling you, being able to collect your data and then beginning to utilize it. So being able to go into these logs and start looking at the data. Now, this is what's going to end up happening. Now, this is what I'm doing, and this is what potentially anybody who's claiming to be a media company will end up doing. You're either a media company to yourself or you're a media company to other people that are working with you. One of the things Toxic Hustle is going to be doing is being able to create media assets that we roll out. And when the royalties come in, they come underneath an umbrella, and the royalties that come in can be done up in splits. How the hell would I be able to organize splits? Do I have to keep popping this screen back up? Huh? Notion. Same place that enterprise data is going into. Why couldn't I create enterprise data? This is nothing more than Nielsen ratings, y'all. Why do you like Billboard? Why do you give 2 Fs about what Billboard has to say? Because they've collected data and made it impossible for you to not care about millions of plays to somebody else because you don't see them yourself. Why are they getting millions of plays? Because their music assets have utility. Well, where are your music assets? Who's cataloging them and what are they doing? That's what I'm doing. This is the software that does it for the next generation of businesses. Your website is dumb. What do I mean by that? I made a video for a client and I coined the smart web. I said there was the smartphone, then there was the smart TV. Here comes the smart web. And I gave him their company name And I said this company, whatever their model was, right? Oh, and no, I came up with the model as well. We make things smarter, not harder, or something like that. We make websites smarter, not harder. But but they believed their technology was going to win, and I told them, no, in a couple of years, you're not going to be relevant. And they got annoyed, and I don't care. I'm a Sag. I'm not going to sit there and baby you, and especially if I know, like, look, you may not like what I have to tell you, but I'm completely always trying to put myself out of business. Sorry for the popping the P. Pause. But I put myself out of business all the time. And my business ain't fast. Like, y'all, the first piece of software that generated millions of dollars for my clients was at Citibank. And that was just me writing macros to be able to test the software that was rolling out for the content management system, because we'd have a test list. So I programmed the test list so I could get through my test list faster than anybody else, and I could work out bugs for them faster than anybody else. So I got more of the credits. So they were just thinking I'm testing all day, and they're like, damn, this kid's amazing, but I have to leave my computer running, so I can't do nothing right now if my computer's running a test. So I'm going to go down to Music Factory and go play on the new AESRX. Or I'm going to check out this new thing called Fruity Loops. Somebody put it on a PC, and I want to see what they're talking about. Let me go to Guitar Center, because we're going to go look at a 6-string bass, because that's what he plays. My boss, because he had his stuff running tests too. So we would just leave and go look at music, because our computers were working. Hours. Well, we can't sit there and just sit there, so let's go do something else. Y'all not giving us a new computer. We asked for a second computer. You said no. So we left. But we're more productive than everybody there. Until we got done with the tests, and then they no longer needed us, and he wasn't willing to become a programmer. And I was like, well, I don't have much of a choice. I think the whole world's going to programming. But I'm not good with math. The proof of concept of our business is no different than any record label. What is a record label for y'all? For real. Let's break it down. A record label does what? In the past, the record label would help you go to the studio. Well, now you can do a studio in your own house. Chanel West Coast, I was watching a Ridiculousness this weekend. Chanel West Coast talking about, yeah, during this pandemic, I just went ahead and bought me a studio and had my studio in my house. And I was like, well, I've been doing that for years. I'm glad you figured it out. Spending tens of thousands of dollars, you've wasted all that money being in a studio when you should have just been figuring out how to record your own properties. You would have had more serviceable skills to be able to get more serviceable labor, because this is a music business. And it's not just making beats. Can you finalize music? Can you finalize projects? Can you get projects complete? You see what the screen says, right? You see what I'm trying to do over here? Remember, I'm the guy that has 2 of my albums online, both of which yeah, here we go. These 2, both of which are not my albums. They sound like albums, and they are, for the most part, albums. But I did not make the beats on these, so I can't consider them my albums because I didn't make the beats, but this was also a proof of concept. Our entire business has been a proof of concept. I wanted to prove you could generate revenue by just creating music. It didn't matter where you got the beats from. I found every single one of them and bought a few of them from Rock Battle at the time. Made 2 albums, rolled them the hell out, and have been looking at royalties and looking at social media and trying to see how these profiles go and what's going to go on in the world. We are a business that's basically a R&D, research and development firm. CD Baby is our first research project on royalties. Can you listening right here, you make a serviceable business in music? Can you receive royalties? The label's supposed to be yes, you can. No, you don't. You don't get 100% of your album share. You get less than that. You get fractions on fractions on fractions because these companies, all of them, not just the music business, but all companies across the entire world are big head toddlers with little feet. They big head toddlers. They can't keep the weight up, and now they're falling over, but falling downstairs at the same time. Because it's just like the economy right now, just like the stock market right now. When they printed all this money, where did it go? Right back into the market, right back into all these assets, right back into buying shit. And now what's happened? Ain't no stimmies for Timmy no more. What did I tell you back in January? I'm shorting the market. Do you think I'm up or down? I'm all the way up. And that's not to brag. That's to say, y'all, it doesn't matter how I feel about it. Didn't matter how you felt. This is crypto winter. It ain't going nowhere. Here, I'll prove it to you. Men lie. Women lie. Numbers don't. Right? That's what Jay-Z was talking about. Right? See this? Energy consumption. This is energy. This is whether or not a Bitcoin machine has been plugged in or not. It's simple, right? I can't, there's nothing I can do about this, right? Did a new machine come online? If machines come online, the miners think it's profitable to spend thousands of dollars to put a machine online and to put the tech support on that machine and to run all the security algorithms on that machine and to have the energy run into that machine and in the right price point. Right now it's winter, like, it's colder and it's getting into spring now, but you run more energy and heat or cooling because these things are hot. So maybe you have good air, maybe we're good. Regardless, we can go into all that other shit, but no machines are online. Look, it's flatline. They haven't turned off their machines, but then since January, since November, right when I was telling you the market's about to crash, I said November gets a dip. I was hoping that we would get a spike in December, like last week of November. So what was my mantra all summer? Last week of November, first week of December, I'm out. That was my whole mantra. But I was waiting for the 100,000 Bitcoin and it didn't come. Then what happened? Y'all saw me in November/December. I went right to the economy. What did I do? Start shorting the market. Why? We're in crypto winter. We don't have to like it, but we're in crypto winter now. This was the last crypto winter. 2018. 2017, 2018. Right? Spikes, 2017. Then it dies out. Where's this drop? Where's this? Is this November? 2017, 2018, 2019. Right here. 2018. Yep. Right here is another dip, November dip. You can see it. We can make it real simple. We do crypto winter here, right? Look, it drops, it goes stagnant. November of the following year, it drops. So right now, we're going through this drop. It dropped. We saw a spike right around April. That was tax money coming in. And then it falls off a cliff all the way till June. Dip. Then there's a little dip in July. That's people taking out money for summertime, go on vacation type beats. Then November is right before Black Friday because this is a technology thing. So people are going to buy electronics during this to try to start mining. And then boom, it's going to drop down here right around November timeline. Plus also people take profits for the end of the year. So what I've shown you is Bitcoin's going to be boring. So that's not going to be the move. This is not the way. Businesses are. We are walking into right now, y'all, a dashboard driven universe where your dashboards are going to determine how much cash flow or how much visibility you have. Serviceable projects are going to begin to roll out. I work with companies all the time. Companies will ask for media projects. I'm not going to be using Splice no more. It's like I told you, this is a digital watermark type beats. I can't have my samples or loops getting a bunch of people that are using the same samples and loops. Like we're all trying to chase the same royalties. That's like stupid talk. If I'm going to have the royalties, I want them first. And I want to be able to map those samples first. But I'll map those samples according to songs being created rather than just giving away all my content. Let everybody else give up all their content for no reason than not being in projects. There's going to be tens of thousands of loops, or tens of millions of billions of loops that are never going to see a track, that are never going to be utilized. And what I would like to do is begin to catalog these things so that, hey, they do get some utility. They do work into other projects. Like, how do you build a project system that actually gets work done? Use a project management system that gets enterprise level work done and get it done. Y'all, I'm going to explain that what media is going to look like. And thankfully, we've all seen it. It's called anime. It starts off with a story. That story becomes a manga. That manga becomes an anime. That anime becomes a movie. What I was showing Ty yesterday was that you can buy 3D models, right? You can buy these 3D environments. If I take these 3D environments and then I begin to do things like, give me a second, I use Unreal, right? And there's some demos for Unreal that have come out. Look at this. Okay, y'all, I want you to understand when I tell you media is changing and why I am cataloging data of media, why I want to start working on projects is because as this gets easier, like automation is not just code or low code, is not just getting websites or getting coding applications or apps done. No, low code is how automation. What's going on, Current? Low code is how, like this Unreal, being able to build these types of scenes and build entire environments that look lifelike and render in damn near real time. Do you imagine the music videos we're going to be able to make? The commercials that can be made? One of the things I told Ty yesterday was like, think about it. Think about like these damn these drug companies, right? That have put out these 3D commercials, right? What is it? You get a 3D scene and you just need to put some music. Come to New York. And you get right? See? So you could just make some damn commercial out of this and it doesn't need actual real people. You're going to start seeing more 3D environments that are going to become commercials because the human factor inside the entire media industry is also being automated out of existence. No, y'all. Headshot. Take any face and get it to be mapped onto a 3D avatar. This is Real Illusion. This company is the company that made and was able to get Alter Ego, the 3D virtual American Idol type beats. This company is handling the faces. This company is handling the entire environment and being able to set up 3D scenes inside the system. These scenes can then be exported to Unreal Engine through their plugin. You can create scenes like movies, lighting systems. So this is like a movie scene. You can set up shots. He happens to do web series. So he's a director. As directors start using this to be able to frame their movies and frame their shows, I'm thinking of these things and I'm framing anime, mangas. I could now use that system I'm showing you. And could I not create some type of person-driven system that I could now grab some great artists and put them in my system and be able to see their work and then be able to utilize their work for copyrights, to be able to utilize the stuff that I find that's dope and put my music behind it and make these things media videos that go out utilizing my video or my audio, and I can get my royalties on CD Baby, right? Because I showed you I get royalties everywhere. So now I can give credit where credit is due to these dope ass artists, or I can use animes that are coming out, or I can use crypto games that are coming out, or I can use regular games that are not dicks and want to copyright strike you for everything. And even if they do, what does it matter? Throw fair use on the damn description and keep it pushing. Your music that is in that video will still get you royalty streams. They also hound at a desk. You can have all these scenes. You can use it for video games inside Unreal. There's a lot you can do. I think that this gaming industry is going to change. I believe Second Life was a gateway drug. Motion capture suits inside this system record in real time, and you can now do performances. So I could do voiceover, motion live, character creation, and meta human link. That's NVIDIA. Remember, they have Omniverse in an NVIDIA. I can't find it right now. I could have sworn I saw Omniverse as a potential business directive. Hold on. No, it's not here. But anyway, character creator, create your characters. iClone, create your environment. You can do 2D animation. So they got 2D animators. So you want to do cartoons like this. That's all built in. So this, how media is going to be created in the next 2 to 3 years, y'all, and its usability and utility for your music assets is going to change. We are getting ready to head into a dashboard universe where how I work with people is more important than how many customers I have. My utility for my music assets, my utility for graphic assets that are on t-shirts or characters I create, or 3D characters I create, or 3D environments I create for virtual worlds, or license. Like, y'all understand, I don't have to 3D build ish myself. I could get somebody who's a 3D modeler, work with them, get them to model something specifically for me as an exclusive, buy the exclusive license for that, put that in the world and then sell it, or put that on a platform and then sell it. Have music attached to that thing for free. Come on, man. We're just waiting for the right games to be able to create other environments. Like, we don't realize that companies, that this whole crypto thing is a direct to company funding situation that's getting ready to happen in the next 5 years. Like, think about that. Ethereum is a piece of software, and because you bought the coin, you basically bought bought into the energy of the business, right? Could you stake it? Yeah, you can stake it, get ETH2 right now at 4% or whatever it is. So we're talking about network power, database power, potentially streaming power in the future, where you're talking about the decentralized YouTubes of the world, the decentralized Netflix, decentralized Hulu. All of that will come in time. I mean, they'll just have to figure it out. Meantime, between time, does it matter what platforms come up? No, there's going to be some other damn social media system comes up. Don't you just need a place to be able to catalog your ish so all of your ish can just get broadcast from one zone? Do you understand the need to expand your utility? And I'm not talking about just generically just writing the same thing that gets posted to 4 places at the same time. That's not what I'm talking about. That doesn't work. Take it from a guy that just been using robots on social media since forever. What you have to do is create meaningful content that has meaningful engagement by using it in a meaningful way. I tell my clients all the time, I'm not here to build a robot to broadcast bullish. If your product sucks, I'm not even going to market you, because I can't sell crap, not to people who don't have the money for it. Like, yeah, 2 years ago, 2019, maybe even 2018, because 2019 was getting tight. It was still getting tight. But 2018, 2019, yeah, you could still get off. You could still get off getting a lot of money for a little bit of nothing. Like, not really doing a whole bunch of work. And now people are getting rid of their Netflix accounts because gas too high. They need to cut it. This dashboard universe you're getting ready to head into, businesses need dashboards. How much did you make last month? Where's your music getting the most plays and streams? How are you getting those streams? How are you going to build the expanse of your data or your data system? Like for me right now, where I'm using Notion for, everything's going to be inside here. Things that'll get posted inside the Discord will be in here first. Things I need to piece together for the release will be all in here. My art or ideas for artwork will be in here. I'm going to begin to build my entire business outlook here. And then I'll be able to give projects to people here. I'll be able to pay and have my invoicing. I won't say invoicing, but I mean, I can still invoice, right? I can still take invoice items. I can still put them onto an email and send them out through my robot, right? I don't really need an email system. I just need to be able to post my data out. API type beats. Oh, by the way, the robot can connect to SendGrid and MailChimp and do all that too. So in a minute, I could SMS, I could text message, I could do all this stuff all from the robots itself. You can too. I already gave you the entire blueprints in the Discord. Phase 2 is getting ready to roll out with ToxicHustle. Phase 2 is the data side, the business side. Also, it's introducing Thor's dashboards. Thor's dashboards, the ToxicHustle organizational runtimes. Runtimes are basically scripts. I have multiple scripts all over the place doing multiple things. But the entire goal is that there's going to be a dashboard for me to see basically everything inside the company. The sales are going to be inside the dashboard. What's going inside the bank accounts will be going inside the dashboard. Like, I got to pay taxes, right? In time, trading will be inside the dashboard. Prospects will be inside. Where am I looking at as far as which tickers I'm interested in and what's going on in them, and being able to have a monitoring system by my robots that can tell me best times to buy in and buy and not get, like, what's the best time to get in, or where is it in the cycle? Is it too high or too low? Like, all the things I'm doing when I'm charting, all of that can be automated and send those little digital bits back as webhooks. And that can give me trading insights, and that can be built into this system. Like, y'all don't understand the power that comes from having an automated spreadsheet that can connect to anything on social media and write to itself. Y'all don't get what's coming now. That's data businesses at scale. That's what I'm telling my clients now that they got to do for themselves. They've got to start collecting their data, and they've got to figure a way to get it out there, and they've got to figure out how to get their messaging out. But if you're in the business of selling screws, I don't know what to tell you. If you're in the media business, well, I can tell you then you either need to align yourself with personalities, which is what I'm doing with the company, trying to find, there'll be people that are talking about these things that we're talking about. Like, I'll be looking for anime people that talk about anime all the time, and I can make clips for them, right? Promote their clips on a clip site and put multiple people on this clip site. And then what am I doing? I can use my music behind those clips and get my royalties. I could find somebody that has the best. I'm thinking on the fly, y'all. I want to show you what the power of data does, what it begins to do for your thought process. I'm like, yo, can I not scrape some information from the web about who's the top anime person? I could figure out how to do that, get a consistent list all the time of the top anime people, i.e. from YouTube or whatever, and then be able to get that data, find out how many views they get, and get the top viewing, top whatever people per week in anime talking about a specific thing, and then piece all those things together and then make it and put my music behind it and then put it out. Do you not think I could get utility out of that, or get maybe another 100 or 1,000 people to hear my music but didn't realize they heard my music? Did it matter that they knew who I was, y'all? I need you to think about that for a second. Did I ask them to buy my music? Did I ask them to go to my website? Did I ask them to come buy anything? Is there any friction in anything that I just told you? The only thing I did was take information from a YouTube person, their show, make a snippet or a clip of said show, giving some highlights, putting the credits to their show or a link to their YouTube in the description, putting a link to the description of my music asset that's playing there, either as a YouTube link or the Spotify page. And can I potentially get another play out of it? Maybe. If it's YouTube to YouTube, well, I'll just give you my YouTube link. I'm guaranteed to get a play. Now, on there will be a YouTube link, but will also be a Spotify link. So now, if you like the song and you gave me a stream on YouTube, so I already got some royalty stream right there, you'll go to Spotify and maybe you'll add it to your playlist. Maybe that's how I say it, right? Add to your playlist, boom, and a link to Spotify, click. This is our hustle now. That is a music label now. It's not 15 to 20 people in a room trying to put paper on construction sites. Snipes is what we used to call them. Basically, you just do some graphic work, get a designer to design you a poster, get it printed, get some tape it to a construction wall. Hope somebody walks by that's young enough to care to go to the Palladium to go watch Big Papa. Because Jay-Z's coming. That was the hustle, y'all. Putting up a piece of paper on a construction site and hoping somebody sees it to go to the club to see a rapper who just gonna sit there and buy some Cristal at the time to give it to the bartender for free so he can give and buy a couple bottles so he can pass them around so he can look like a big shot. All a game and a gimmick, man. And that's what all of us got bamboozled with. This hip hop music business, they made it seem like it was so important because you needed physical people to do everything. Well, if distribution is eyes and ears, the radio is nothing more than sound waves, and you need to buy a machine to be able to pick it up. It's called a radio receiver. If you want to be able to hear Spotify, you have to have a phone and a freaking application account, or an application on your phone or whatever, right? And then you got to pay the membership, or maybe it's free and you got to deal with commercials, but you're probably, whatever. And there's your ears. Or you're on YouTube, which is the second largest social, largest search engine on the planet. Is YouTube is the second, and Google's number one, and they own both. And their search algorithm is pretty much almost the same in both. And then on their video, which is the largest gaining segment market on the planet, especially with their premium division, you're basically guaranteed to get royalties if they're a premium member. And decent royalty ranges, like decent. Like for me, it's YouTube first, Spotify second. I'll say Amazon, maybe Amazon iTunes title, maybe they tie kind of. Oh no, Facebook's number. You know what? No, Facebook, because Instagram money. So it'll be YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, and then everybody else. Those are my top targets for this year. To get my and what is YouTube, right? Not YouTube. What is Facebook? Facebook is nothing more than a video that you put out. Facebook is giving royalties. Like, that is a thing. I'm not going to open that again because it keeps logging me the frick out. Like, why tell me to stay in and then close it? Like, I'm not going to go through that again. But yeah, Facebook's a thing as far as royalties is concerned. So how you get your data into your systems, how you start creating your business models are going to be important. Like, this right here is you starting to think about your data, about you being able to craft your data. Like I said, people are making investment trading journals out of this, like Notion. Oops, wrong one. Give me a second. Let me open another YouTube and let me find Notion. There it is. See? Brother right here. Track your trades in 2021. This right here, this guy is actually the one that got me interested in creating a trade journal. He created a crazy stock trade journal. So when I figured this out, and then I found out that I was like, wait a minute, this Notion thing, isn't that connect to the automation software? So wait. My automation software can be my trade cert, can also be my trade, can enter stuff into a trade journal for me. So wait. I can create an automated trade journal that I can then give access to. Are you serious? When I told you, what did I tell you? I said, where is your businesses, your products, your services, your products, services, subscriptions, residuals. Products and services are instant collateral or capitalization. Depends on what your product is. If it's a digital product, you make a zip file, you sell it. You put it on a website, somebody buys it, they get instant download, boom. It goes straight to your PayPal, you swipe, you eat dinner. Right? So your product can be a digital product and it can make you money day one, depending on what your product is, i.e. MG the Future and all the sample packs and all the MIDI packs. Right? So we know that there is a physical digital business that you can do a digital download and get paid. All right. So now there's a digital business. You can create services. So like I can do a service immediately, right? So I can do your website and I can say, okay, I'm going to design this website for you. It's going to be $250 and I need half of it up front. Well, boom, I can owe you dinner. And it just depends on the level or the speed of the time that I can get your website done. If I can do it fast enough and I can get it done in a day or 24 hours, depending on if I get all of the information I need to get a site done, in other words, requirements, could I not now create a way for me damn it, I keep jumping this one. Oh no, that's not it. Damn. Is this it? Yeah, I keep losing my thing. Right here. Could I not create a way for me to monitor and manage every single one of my clients? Sorry, trying to get my screens back up. Right, so this is the wave right now. This is where I'm heading. And also where, like I said, in the future, we're going to be talking about, hey, all right, so let's get down to phase 2. All right, let's talk about this backstage. What's going to be called the Studio Pass. Studio Pass is going to be $19.99. Part of that is going to be the account that's going to be able to be part of our team here. Inside here, this gives you access to being able to be a part of projects. Projects are going to begin rolling out. And also, what I am doing as a part of the Studio Pass as well is the behind the scenes stuff that's going on is I'm manufacturing an entire album. And I'm going to show you the entire process. I'm doing it on a laptop that I actually built. There's a company that gives you a laptop that you can repair yourself. And I've gotten the laptop running. I'm going to talk more about it, but on there, I'm going to do the entire setup. So I'm going to do an introduction video that's going to be free, but that introduction video is going to introduce the laptop. It's going to introduce, which I don't manufacture the laptop. I'm just going to show y'all where you can, because look, laptops are expensive, right? And I feel like I'm going to want to upgrade. So you either have to sell your laptop or you're going to need to, well, no, right now you just need to sell your laptop. With this, what you can do is you can actually open up your laptop and swap out the board. Now you can do that with computers right now. Now that laptops and this company has proven, and these are companies that these people have worked with major, these guys all come from a Lenovo and big companies. So they've proven that they can make a repairable laptop. I set it up. I got it working. It's got 64 gigabytes of RAM, and i7 Intel CPU in it. I've got Windows 11 running right now. I'm gonna show y'all what applications I'm gonna install. Studio One is gonna be my main system. I don't care. I've used FL Studio. FL Studio is dope when you want to be a producer. It is horrible if you're trying to finish an entire album. Mixing and mastering. So inside there, from concept to completion, the entire album is going to be inside Studio One, in the box, period. I'm trying to make a decision as to whether or not I'm going to be using an audio interface with it, so it's either going to be an audio interface or I'm going to use this microphone here from Presonus, the condenser microphone that's plugged in via USB. The computer has USB Thunderbolt built in, so my microphone's actually, I want to plug my microphone directly Thunderbolt, or have a Thunderbolt driven CPU card, audio card, sorry. And of course, since plugins are mostly CPU and a little bit of memory and not more GPU driven type things, this laptop will be perfect for a studio. So I'll be setting up the entire thing, recording the process through OBS. I won't be streaming those because I want to be condensed in how I'm showing everything. But this will lead to the projects that I'm rolling out. So how do I do a song from concept and completion? The mixing of songs, the interplay on creating a complete album playlist, song ejections. Like I'm not the type that records 500 songs to narrow it down to 20. I ain't nobody got time for that. I'm talking about being able to create songs that you know are going to stay on the album for the most part, because you're on your own and your time is your time. You ain't got free money time, right? So the direction of where everything is going towards is, hey, what if I wanted to pay you to mix? What if I wanted to pay you to master? How would I create a system that you would actually be either A, paid in advance to do services, and or B, be able to get credits for mixing and mastering? Because I believe if you mix and master an album that's going to live on a platform forever, then maybe you should catch royalties too. I don't think we do that for our engineers yet. I don't see why not when we get the big head baby executives out of our way. See, when I tell you this business has changed, I'm saying, y'all, the business has changed. If I don't have an executive on the top of this food chain and your manager on top of a food chain, and we have just your work, you distribute it yourself, putting it on CD Baby, and you can earn your royalties, and I can just take your music and utilize it wherever the hell I want, knowing it affects you and it helps you because you're going to see royalties, doesn't matter. So I can't get 20% out of you because I'm not your manager, right? So if I'm not your manager and I'm not taking 20%, then where would I get my cash flow from? Exactly, subscription. The subscription will never be more than $50. Top is going to be $49.99, but we're not going to get there day one. It'll be $19.99 because I got to prove it. We'll go up, then it'll be 19, it'll be 29, it'll be 39, and then it'll be 49. We've got years to go. By the time we're hitting 49, I'm trying to make sure people that have been in this platform from the beginning are seeing positions in that revenue. And again, I'm trying to make this transparent, y'all. Like, literally, I'm going to be using a system that has no choice but to try to be transparent and that anybody can look at 24 hours a day. Kind of hard to bamboozle people when the robot controls most of 99% of the transactions going in and out of the damn system, manufactures most of the transactions that are actually traceable and previewable, verifiable transactions. Like, hey, we put this on a social media page. Here's the link to said social media page. Here's the date we put it on said social media page. Well, that's a verifiable transaction. We're going into a social transaction economy, y'all. How many songs of yours how many of your songs went on some social media content in the last 20 days, 30 days, 90 days, 120 days? If you can't give me those numbers, how do I know how relevant you are? Those are the questions I got to ask myself. And if I got to ask myself those questions, those are the questions you got to ask you. Because remember, as I told you from the beginning of this, I was going to prove to you that you are a media company. And because you have to get in front of other people, you have to broadcast. So you are broadcast media. Do you not take an MP3 and put it online? Then that is media, so you broadcasted it. Did you not take a picture and you put it online, even if it was a meme? If you've done said thing, you are a broadcast media person. Simple as a meme. That's a broadcast. How many people viewed it? See what I'm saying? If it's on Twitter, it's a quick broadcast. If it's a video, you might have some data on that. How long retention, video retention, how long did they play? Did they skip around? Length of time viewed? These are all the things these companies are going to pay to understand. Right now, all data has been given to major corporations and they've made trillions of dollars off of it. The difference is now all of us are going to start collecting all of our data and selling it back to them. You want my data? Come give me some investment money. Come over here. Or give me some of your clients. I'll take care of them. And then the data will be public. See, that's where we're heading to. Because again, what I'm showing you with what we're doing is, think about it this way. And like I was telling my girls, like, nobody's been able to tell me how I'm going to do my ish. Like, if I told my girl 7 years ago, hey, baby, I'm going to build a record label / Rock Nation / Billboard / Nielsen ratings / Double XL / Source Magazine / Source Magazine Unsigned Hype. And I'm going to do all of that for under $1,000 a month. All of y'all look at me like I'm retarded, right? But I just showed you all the software that gives me that option to do just that. And one of them is completely free. Free. And it connects to everything. The other one is a database that's programmable and has APIs and can then be the backend for everything as well. It just collects data and can use data. The other is this entire thing here that can be my project management system, my inventory system, my I can do logistics here. I can manage employees here. I can manage my Wikipedia here. I can manage my whole team business here. And I'm showing you, you don't got to do that with me. That's fine. It costs $10 per month if you do it monthly. You can go do it yourself and come up with your business or come up with what you want to do for your clients. My girls' projects, boom. I just go do my girls' projects inside a to-do, boom. I got to do something. Yeah, I got to do something. Here's some tags for what I got to do here. Here's my start date, end date, and my status. And then here I got in process. See? I can now keep a track of, I can make a universal one that gives me all of my projects for all of my clients in one dashboard and have dashboards of dashboards. I said, this is the databases of databases of databases, and my robot, N8N.io, connects to all of it. I'm going to go back in the Discord, and I told you my technology stack, Notion.so, to rapidly build dashboards to see and use business data, other uses, project management, client management, system monitoring, so I can have Raspberry Pis out in the field. Let's say if I'm doing storage for energy. Let's say, you know the stuff I've been telling y'all about what I'm doing with the helium? When I want to start taking my helium numbers of how much helium's been mined, I'm going to log it in there. So as these hardware assets come online, I have to pay taxes on all that crap. So I need that data anyway, because I got to file taxes on all that data. So guess where all that's going? Notion. Do you see what I mean when I tell you that business data? Okay, so now these assets are generating, right? All of these digital assets are generating cash flow. Those digital assets now, all of that, I can now say, hey, I want a loan on 5 times earning. If all of my earnings are inside that system of Notion, because I even put here, I can sit here and make this my sales panel. I can look at sales. I can put my sales funnel in here. I can do all of that in here. I can build a sales funnel in here. I can have my leads and where my leads are, my target analysis, and all of that can be put inside Notion. Bubble. This is where I can have my websites and my front ends for my clients. User interface, right? So your whatever.com, this is the application that'll present all the data to you. Xano, that can create my APIs. That this here can interact with this to be able to present screens or have logins and all that other stuff. So between these two, I have my user information, my authentication, and this database can connect to APIs. It can be its own database, like this can be its own database. Hence, these two databases are going to share data back and forth between each other before they, in the future, log it to a blockchain via API. And this is the automation system tying it all together. Right? This is enterprise, as I said here, low code, enterprise level automation web system. You can do your business in this system. You can you can create inventory. Like I can make an inventory list of physical products inside a warehouse, logistics. I can have that in here. If I wanted to itemize everything for a chef and itemize all of the stuff in that chef's refrigerator and freezer and all that stuff, and basically that can all be in that system. Do you see what I'm showing you? I'm not showing you hypnitis or hopium. I'm showing you business at a new level of scale. Like spreadsheets are cute. MySQL databases are cute. You know, that when we were back on PHP, that was cute. We now have to be Amazon. We have to be basically personalization engines now. When a person comes to my website, I need to know who they are and what they actually need from me. And 9 times out of 10, they need to be part of my community to stay there. And my community is a community of people that are making media assets and earning royalties together. Why do I tell you to go someplace for free and didn't create something that you needed to pay for up front to tell you to get there? Why didn't I create a course to tell you to go to CD Baby and upload your damn music? To earn all the royalties in the world, stop using DistroKid. To get no YouTube plays, unless you pay for that. Don't do that. Right? I told you, go to CD Baby, upload all you can eat. Basically, you're going to get royalties all day long. You're just going to have to promote yourself, i.e. that's what I'm trying to do. Here's all the tools I'm using to be able to broadcast myself, so you ain't got to do what you ain't got to wait on me or pay me no money. You can go out there and do that. So I don't even want the 20% to try to do that. I'm telling you, you can go out there and do this yourself. You can build a team of people that can monitor or make your social media presence strong. You can build a media empire around your brand if that's the case. If you're selling a product, you can build a brand this way. If you're building software, you can build a brand this way. If you want to build a game, you can build that this way. Again, Unreal is going to get gaming, or people developing games. Everybody's going to be able to develop a game or be in a virtual world creating virtual games and virtual worlds and virtual worlds. And then those games are going to interact with databases where you get points and credits. There's going to be entire economies for clothes and fashion and music and cars and space vehicles and space fight simulators with soundtracks, and all of that's going to come. There's going to be new types of rappers, new types of producers, new types of entertainers, all within virtual spaces on virtual spaces. And all of that is digital, having nothing to do with any analog bullshit we've seen in the last 20 to 25 years. All of that miss nothing. The new form of business is going to be data analytics mixed in with some hardware doing some type of task. You're going to pay subscriptions for hardware that give you a level edge against your competitors. Do you not think I'm going to destroy everybody in the rap game with my flows and my songs and everything else when you have no choice but to hear it because it's flowing through 10 of the dopest memes in the last few years, and I'm getting like 10,000 or 20,000 streams on that. We created an entire joke Facebook group specifically to build it up for the last few years so that when we get ready to go ham, we could begin to broadcast straight through Facebook with all these memes using our music and get royalties. To the point where we can put something out and it gets like 200, 300 plays. This is a long-term play. Long-term play. Social media properties are just like real estate, y'all. I want to say that one more time. You need to change that up. Yeah, you need to treat social media profiles as real estate. How many people are visiting your real estate property per day, per week, per month? How much interactions are you putting out to justify that? And what are you putting out? Now, understandably, you can't say, listen to my music, 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 buy my music, buy my music, buy my beat, buy my beat, buy my music, buy my music, buy my beat, buy my beat, listen to my friend music, listen to my friend music, listen to my music. That ain't gonna work. And you damn sure can't be doing a whole bunch of dances and thinking that's going to get the interaction for your music and thinking that matters. This is where utility again comes in. You can still put out those memes, but put it out to your music. You can still put out these scenes, but put it out to your music. You can have meaningful exchanges of thought with your community base without it needing to buy. They didn't even know, because it's called product placement. It was just in there anyway, and you're making royalties on the back end. Concentrate on your royalty game. Like, literally, concentrate on your royalty game. That's your long-term play, long-term. Why? Because your next royalty game is the digital one in the next 5 years. For all of these damn blockchain games are going to be like right on the cusp of, like, there's going to be some dope. I'm telling you, there's going to be a Grand Theft Auto blockchain universe that will have fashion, that will be dope, that'll have concerts. I don't know if it's going to be Fortnite like distributed because they're in the field. I don't know, but if it is, that'd be dope too. But there's going to be a digital economy, and people are going to be in this digital world having fun, because the real world sucks. Concerts are going to be dope inside these worlds. Events, sporting events, space racing, like all these things that are going to happen, y'all, are going to change the landscape of what we consider media as. Media is not going to be a stupid thing. We're going into this, like I told you about the smart web. Well, get ready for smart media. We've already seen the birth of it. We happen to call it NFTs. It just means your MP3 can be smart now. It can now package 3D environments together. You can have access to an entire virtual world inside inside a encapsulated piece of code, i.e. an NFT, or an encapsulated series of experiences, because your NFT could potentially connect to an API, giving you instant lifetime access to a bunch of data repositories or API calls that are built into the system. I'm telling you, what's about to come, the smart media that's about to be launched, where your media plays in the cloud and tracks its own plays for you. Like, y'all don't understand what's coming. That's why I say to you, dashboards are going to, like, we are going to be living in data in this dashboard driven universe. Everything will be dashboardable. We're talking about, there's people that are dashboarding just if they drank water today. People are itemizing everything in their life and getting ready to make their lives more time sensitive and time managed. And plus, you're going to be handling, if you have to handle multiple clients and you got to think at scale, y'all, how are you going to manage all of them? How do you know your projects are on time? I'm telling you right now, my clients' work are going to come on in time. My clients' work are going to be done on time. My clients' work are going to be done with efficiency in mind, to be able to deliver the best product for the lowest amount of cost. And I want to beat out all of my competitors at being able to deliver whatever manual analog product we still do, which will be mixing them distributed to as many landscapes as possible, starting with Web 2.0 and spreading it out through whatever multiverses we end up going there. And again, I'm showing you how to do it yourself, but y'all can see that it's a lot of work. And then what I'm offering will make it a lot easier for you to get there and a lot faster. Again, it's leverage. I'm going to utilize this tool to give me leverage against my competition on all these other platforms, delivering this damn mumble music. And I'm going to out hustle them, just like you're going to out hustle them. So again, understand, like I told you, I said by the end of this, you're going to be able to understand how enterprise level experiences can be created, websites, web experiences, software, and even to the point of, if you're doing services, using Notion as a dashboard, or using it as a project manager, or using it as a sales system, or using it as your inventory, or using it as something as simple as a catalog for your eBay stuff that's going out for sale. Or or places you're scouting out. You can use it if you're in real estate and you got your scouring for leads and where you are in your lead and where, like, your conversations with your clients. Like, you can build an entire customer relational management system, or CRM, where you can have all the data of your customers and what your customer and every interaction you've had with them all at your disposal, so that you can see the life of your customer all in one place. That is what used to be at the expense of tens of twenties of thousands of dollars to have the business, the building, the software, and the HR and the project management team to be able to manage the software to do all this stuff. And now this right here put tons of thousands of people out of work and caused project management to no longer be a $100,000 you must have gig per project manager per team. And you probably have 7 to 10 teams per company. So no, big head babies is out. These businesses got to be lean and mean. Your business needs to be competitive. My clients' businesses, some of them are competitive and some of them are not. But with what I'm doing and how I'm trying to level the playing field for them, I'm going to make them as flexible to scale as possible, at least if they can see their data. As I'm seeing my data, as you should be seeing your data. And if you're going to deal with your customers, is how you should see them, especially if you're dealing, like, let's just take street-ish, right? I'm going to leave y'all with this one. Even something as simple as me creating a way for me to work locally with MCs in my local area, right? So let's just say I'm not doing that now, but I'm giving y'all another business, right? So let's just say you get people, they can record, if you can get them or find the ones that can record themselves, right? And you give them the recording process, teach them the recording process. Like I said, I'm going to show y'all my recording process. And then you can use my recording process and teach other people how to use this. Again, the way I'm doing what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to show you every piece of software. Every piece of software is going to be a subscription. So you can turn it off, turn it back on, turn it off, turn it back on, turn it off. That's what I'm going to blueprint my entire studio setup, the hardware, everything. Everything's going to be blueprinted. So this is redoable. I like repurposable businesses. Like, I don't like a one-off. It doesn't make sense. It's like, if it can't be basically franchised, then it doesn't make sense. And I kept it underneath $2,000. It's really underneath it's really only a couple $100 a month to run an enterprise level business. That's crazy. And I don't even have to think about data. Like, that's crazy. Like I said, for what I had to do and what I was waiting on, it was a long time coming, and you have access to this. So again, back to the point of what I was saying is what a business thing for y'all, right? If I have artists that I can work with and they can record themselves, well, now I can mix and master their stuff. Now you can jump on Fiverr and all these other places, but you're competing with a whole bunch of people, and that's hard to do. Now, in this day and time, just because you don't really want everybody in your house to see all your, you know what I mean? Because wolves is wolves. My suggestion is that you just have a service. So this way you can work where you work and you can just give them the finished product via email. I'm able to work with anybody anywhere by them submitting WAV files to me, right? Via zip everything up and send me the WAV files. I import them into my audio system and bang. Right? Then I set up everything, do the mix and the master, and I send them the completions. Now I can charge them, say, $25 per song to do, and and then I just run it through a system of plugins. I'm not going to sit there and spend tens or 20s of hours on a project I don't have time through the day to do. Software is better than my ears, and my ears are getting old. It can hear at frequencies I can't hear. And it can mix it to where I'm like, literally, like, software can mix itself now. And then I can go send it to mastering, and mastering's an AI now. So if I can scale up and still sound good, even if it's, I have to, I'll tweak it a bit and still get my own sound out of it, but still, y'all. The direction this industry goes, where you can create any media at scale, you can put it out yourself, you can get royalties, you can market it and then get more visibility. To get more royalties, you can take your royalties and then put it on a trading robot and then earn a percentage or APR every month and get past this inflation. Like, you don't hear me talking about the economy as much anymore because they keep lying about our inflation numbers. And I keep knowing that, okay, well, there's nothing else on the planet. My job is not keeping up with inflation. People are quitting to go someplace else to try to keep up with inflation. At some point in time, no job is going to pay you more than what they can. They're not going to give you $50 to flip a burger. They'll give it to a robot for $1,200, one-time purchase, or was it $2,000 one time or $12,000? Excuse me, $12,000 one time purchase, and then it's like 300, 200, 250, 400, whatever, $500 a month service fee or whatever. But it can work 24 hours a day. Are you kidding me? We think we going back to people chopping onions, stirring pots. We'll still do the flavors and make sure things taste, but we're not sitting there stirring a pot. We're just moving around the kitchen while the robots work. That's the future of your food. It's not like it's not like it hasn't been that way. We've been using these big machines to process everything. We're just saying that now these machines are going to wield handheld knives and have the skill set of a Chef Ramsay programmed into its matrix. It could watch all of these food people and mimic everything. In the future, that's what'll happen. And then you'll download the chef and it'll cook in your damn house for you, bypassing, so that we are even like, I'm even telling chefs like, hey, in the future, it's going to be about your recipes and how much you're making for your recipe being, basically 3D printed or 3D manufactured in another location. How much do you get in royalties per item being sold? So get ready, y'all. If you're a musician, you're a media person, get ready for utility. ToxicHustle is going to be able to help with some of the utility, but we're going to be voting and all that other stuff. So, but I'm telling you, you don't have to wait for us. You can go out here and do this crap yourself. Go out here and start getting your own data. Start collecting your data. I just showed you Notion. I told you what I'm getting ready to do with it. I showed you N8N. I showed you this is automation. There's another piece of program I'm looking for now, and I kind of think I found it, and it's a scraping engine that is dangerous. It is dangerous, and it has an API. So you mean to tell me my last 5 fingers of death is my scraping engine, y'all? I gave you 4 fingers of death already. Hold on. Where's my Discord? Here it is. Again, I gave you 4 fingers of death right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next week, I'm going to give you the 5th finger of death, and that's going to be potentially the scraping engine. Maybe next week. Maybe 2 more weeks before I have it. I'm narrowing it down between. One is a foreign one that I was working with, and the CEO didn't want to listen to me when I told him, hey, if you do make it in such a way where I can put this scraping engine on multiple other machines, bruh, I will help you build this company out. And he was like, no, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it my way. Well, now his company's failing. I tell you, they don't ever want to listen to me, y'all. They don't never want to listen to me. I try to give these people good business advice that can make them millions of dollars, but nobody wants to listen to me even when you're trying to give them money. My thing is, I told them, like, you keep playing. I'll just wait for another company to come in and be the scraping engine I need, and I won't even need you no more. And they're going to give me a piece of software and install on my own damn machine. Well, guess what? It isn't. It's still cloud, but you do get something that you install on your machine. You get a Google Chrome extension that you install on your machine that allows it to now scrape for you. Bruh. It's about to be dangerous if I figure out that this thing can be installed on a machine independently. Boy, bruh. And then I found another thing that's a graph database. And graph databases are what make everything in the world better. Everything is a graph engine. All of the biggest social networks are all everything is actually every major company or network on the internet right now is a graph engine. Twitter is a graph. Facebook is a graph. Google is a graph. Amazon is a graph. All of it is no what they call no SQL. So just get ready. That's the last thing I got to grab is scraping. And once I get scraping down, everything is going to be seriously crazy. The databases or dashboards I'm going to be creating for businesses are going to be insane. And again, the Studio Pass is going to give you access to not only what we're building on the music side of things, but you're also going to get access to the stuff that's going to be on the business side and the trading side of things and some of our trading alerts. You basically get all the other items wrapped into this one because there's going to be other modules. So like what I'm going to have is the what we're going to call Toxic Hustle Plus. That'll be like our newsletter that's going to be weekly. That'll be like business and all that other stuff, business, some music, some trading, all that's going to be wrapped in just some highlight stuff that's been going on throughout the weeks and throughout the community. We'll do that highlight stuff. And that's going to be like $4.99. And then there's going to be another thing that we're doing, which will be the pro plan. And that'll be for like artists, rappers, and singers that want to be able to get into projects and list their projects and get reviews for their projects. That's probably going to be like $7.99. That is going to be strictly for people that just want to start getting some type of royalty. We want to try to get people to get like at least $30, whatever, of royalties. Pro plan, we're like, well, actually, pro plan, we're trying to get $50 worth of royalties per person. That's going to be hard. But I mean, if you utilize what we're doing, you should be able to do it yourself. Right. So it's kind of like, hey, we're giving you how to fish yourself, and we'll try to get you at least half the way there. It's going to be up to you to pretty much take it over or give it time. It'll get there. But again, it's time over exposure with utility. And then from there, of course, we're doing our services. And with those services is like being able to get ourselves as a company to do service work for our clients and then using what's in the catalog for utility for those projects. So like, let's say we make a video for a customer that wants to do a commercial that's going to get launched on YouTube or Facebook as an ad campaign. Well, the music behind it will be the music inside our catalog earning royalties. So they'll basically be paying for utilization, and that's dope. But anyway, it's time for me to feed my family. I'm going to get ahead and get to getting. I will most likely be doing a Sabbath talk this weekend. Like I said, the title's going to be pretty much, the topic is pretty much about pride and kingship. You know, nobility and pride. That's it. That's basically what it is. Nobility and pride. Right? That's going to be the topic. But anyway, I want y'all to stay blessed. I want to thank every single one of you for taking time and just listening to the insanity that spews from my dome. But at the same time, realize it comes with love, with hopefully you seeing that you can change the directive of your businesses or any businesses you interact with, to not look at what's going on in this market with fear. Like, there's no reason to have a spirit of fear in this transition to digital. It's just a matter of where is your digital assets. Your assets are your data. What are you collecting and how are you using it? Y'all be safe on these streets.